And we are back with Inside the Show, week 2 of MLB The Show 23 release. It's to be honest with you, Kooks, with everything that you could do, it feels longer than 2 weeks just by the amount of content that I'm just still trying to catch up on, which is a good thing. It's a very good thing. We still have plenty more days for set 1 and season 1. Well, season 1, right? I always get that mixed up between set
Yeah.
1 and season 1. Which one
Yeah.
expires first? Set 1 or both?
Well,
They probably both do.
it's the same time, yeah, because set
Yeah,
1
same time.
cards are tied to
Are
season.
still gonna be
Yeah.
season 2. So, yeah, they both, but we still have plenty more days to catch up on. But, yeah, 2 weeks flew by. I mean, no, that just contradicts what I just said. Doesn't really well, actually, yeah.
It
It
feels
cut
fast, but it feels like a lot. Like, there's a lot that's happened in the last 2 weeks
Yeah.
to make it feel like it's moving faster than it is.
I feel like the first week with the content being the way it is and the whole much of drop felt like that was a month itself. Like,
Yeah.
literally a month itself because there's so much to do, so many different cards to try out, and a lot of other things on top of that. And we just got more just this last week. But first off, I want to go that MLB The Show 23 is back. And you know what? Shortly back after that is regular baseball. We had opening day last week. Not only that, we're fully into a week of major league play. We can see the pitch clock, we see violations here, there, but just having baseball back in general has been, besides the past 2 days as a Met fan, has been pretty good. Has been pretty good here. I'm just happy baseball's back, on the TV screen. There's always a game to watch,
Yep.
and it's been quite fun.
Yeah. 100%. Just like, even if you're not watching it, even if you have it on in the background, it's nice to just have that, the sound of the game, the sound of the announcers, the ballpark. You turn your head when you start to hear the crowd getting a little louder when you have it on the background and stuff. Just, it's very nice to have baseball back, and it's very nice to start watching games and then thinking, oh, this guy's got 5 home runs already in April. Are we going to be looking at a possible April Player of the Month card for this guy? It's
Mhm.
fun to start kind of thinking about what could happen with some of these players and cards and stuff. So baseball's back, very excited. And I think as the day we're recording this, Otani's on the bump. So it's Otani Day. So I'm even more
Oh, it's
excited.
Ohtani Day today. Yeah, okay. Are you guys still facing Seattle, or is it
Yeah, it's the rubber game against Seattle.
rubber game? Yeah, I think all Wednesday games. I think there's all day games except for one night game. Tell me
Yep.
that's the night game.
No, no, no. The Angels are at 1, or I
They're
guess
at
4
one.
your time.
Okay, yep. Okay, perfect. Oh, that's awesome. So I'll still be working. That'll get me through that last hour. Yeah,
Perfect.
I mean, we got that. Grayson Rodriguez
Yep.
is coming, make his debut. Of course, yeah. They call him up. Who he has to face on the other side. I know it's not really they're facing off each other, but who's on the mound for the Rangers today? It's gonna be DeGrom. So it's DeGrom versus Grayson.
Imagine
That's
that.
gonna be yeah,
Like,
a must.
imagine it's your first game and you're going against one of the best of all time. Like,
I know.
that's gotta be so intimidating.
Just surreal moment, but, I'm excited to see what Grayson can do. I mean, he's already a silver in this game. He's
Mhm.
like, he didn't even make his major league debut. I mean, his card is in the game and he's already a silver. I find that pretty, cool to see, and he's gonna be great. I expect nothing but the Orioles in general have been, fun to watch this year. They
Yeah.
remind me similar to when the Blue Jays were coming up, being that young and fun team. Now the Orioles feel the same way.
Yeah, with Gunner, with Adley, with now Grayson, and even
Mhm.
more guys they have coming up. I mean, I don't know if Jackson Holiday is supposed to be up at all this year, but just looking at the Blue Jays, looking at the Orioles and kind of thinking about them for the next 2 or 3 years. I mean, it's obviously really fun to think about all the young guys, but I'm starting to think about, okay, they have all this young talent. They're all getting major league experience at this point. When are the Orioles going to make that big free agent or big trade splash that kind of complements some of these guys? When are they going to start adding to the roster rather than just continuing to build from the ground up? And I think right now they're still in a good spot to just keep building, keep developing these players, keep
Mhm.
getting major league experience. We'll see where they are at the trade deadline. Because I mean, last year they were definitely not out of it when the trade
No,
deadline
they
rolled around.
definitely
So Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Orioles not only for their young talent, but just to see how they continue to build that roster with like outside sources to complement those guys. So they're going to be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I was kinda hoping, like, next year, well, before he signed the extension, Manny would come back to Orioles. That would have been
Yeah,
kinda cool to see come back.
that would have been a cool
But yeah,
reunion.
yeah, nice reunion there. But either way, it's speaking of prospects and opening day, that's what we started out the week last week. Opening day, we all know what we saw previously when Supercharged was a thing. Basically one or two cards from each game, if not more, were supercharged, and it was just basically supercharged galore on was that Thursday and into remember they're all 99 cards into five. And let me tell you, I decided to play some rank game, used pretty much a whole supercharged team. Robbie Grossman, I forgot how much I loved his swing and he went absolutely off for me. I'm hoping we get a Tops Now card of him come Friday because Tops Now does come back. But of all those cards, Robbie Grossman went absolutely off for you. I'm curious for you. Was there any particular supercharged card that like did what Robbie did for me?
Um, I didn't play a ton of ranked with anybody. I did mess around with some of the cards, but realistically, it's not the most exciting answer because he's already good, but it was Judge. Like
Oh, okay, yeah, get
the
the
amount of
power.
really big home runs I was hitting with Judge and just the exit velocity off of
Mhm.
his bat. Card was super fun to use, and it actually got me excited for a 99 Judge because last year when 99 Judge rolled around, I wasn't very good with him. But this card, the live series being boosted to 99, I was swinging well, I was hitting the ball well, so kind of gives me hope for a 99 Judge down the line.
Yeah. So yeah, that's always a good thing. Who else was we had O'Neal Cruz. That you saw that O'Neal Cruz home run in Cincy? That
Oh yeah.
was absolute missile. So we got him supercharged. Who
You know what
else?
a
Brandon
really
Nip.
fun supercharge was Hunter Renfro for making that catch. So they
Yes. The
upgraded
no
just
look
his
catch.
contact. They upgraded his
Yeah.
contact and his fielding, right? They didn't even
Uh-huh.
touch his power. It's like if I would love if MLB The Show becomes a little bit more creative with their supercharges on things like that. Like that was such a wild catch, such a crazy acro. I still don't know how he did it. And to see MLB The Show implementing that into his card was pretty
Mhm.
cool. So more creative supercharges like that would be awesome.
Yeah, and just I'm loving to see the mountain supercharges. I hope they continue throughout the year, just consistently. Now they did post something on the show nation.com saying that they only do supercharges from Monday to Friday, and if someone does well over the weekend, they will then supercharge them on that following Monday, which they did with Austin Hayes and Trace Thompson. Trace
Yep.
Thompson almost hit the grand slam of home runs.
Yeah.
I mean, he hit a grand slam, but he almost got the grand slam 3-run home run and a regular home run. He was missing a 2-run.
Yeah.
And then what also was the first time we saw Adam Duvall get voted on Twitter through a poll to see who's going to be the player of the week.
Yep.
And he gets supercharged to 99 to be 7 days. And it's going from the gold Duvall, then going to a huge power 99 Duvall has been a lot of fun. Currently
Yeah.
have him and Hayes in my lineup in BRs. So I'm going to roll with that a little bit later, see how we go with it.
Yeah. No, I've been running into the gold Duval a lot just because of he's like usually one of the cards that are available in the co-op drafts. Like after you
Hmm.
choose your team, he's
Oh,
always
okay.
there. He was there in the NL or the East Showdown and stuff like that. So like I'd run into that card a lot. So when the supercharged Duval came out, I was like, oh, I've got some experience with this guy. This guy was good on the gold card. This card's gonna be even more disgusting. So
Yeah.
very, very, very good. I love the supercharge for a week stuff. I think that's great.
Yes. I mean that's something I always wanted. Once Supercharge well, before even Supercharge became a thing, I wanted like the player of the week to be like the limited time like we saw with Tatis. And this is kind of put into full effect now. And
Yep.
not only that, we get to vote on it. But I'm very curious because it's on Twitter. And soon, I'm not sure if they put it to a thing yet, but Twitter's supposed to take away voting capabilities for non-Twitter Blue users. So
Yeah,
maybe they'll have a different way of doing it. Maybe through the
yeah,
game
maybe
itself.
honestly, what they should do is they should just put it on the app. I think that would be the
Yeah,
best way to
that's
do it.
actually a good idea. Yeah, just put it
I
on the app.
mean, just because all those rules. I mean, or they could maybe do it on their Instagram stories and stuff. I don't think you need to be verified to vote on like an Instagram poll or anything like that. So I
Yeah,
don't know. They'll find a way. They'll make it work. But
the world we
yeah,
live in
yep,
right now.
different times.
Uh, I know different times for sure. Now going from Supercharged from opening day and throughout the week, we are also going to go with the first thing that we saw on content, and that was content that dropped on opening day was a pack, and that was the Future Stars pack that was placed in the schedule. And Cougs, I'm just going to say, I kind of predicted it on last podcast that it might be Volpe, might be Jordan Walker, whoever's making their MLB debut,
Mhm.
kind of ended to be that way. We got
Yep.
Michael Vargas, we got Josh Jung, we got Corbin Carroll, who I'm telling you, I love using his cards. I know I'm missing others. I'm missing the Angels catcher, forgot his name.
Logan O'Hoppe. You had Hunter Brown. You had um. Wait, so rare round Corbin Carroll, Jordan Walker, Volpe. Base
Yep.
round was O'Hoppe, Tristan Cassis, Miguel Vargas, um, Hunter Brown, and there's one more that I'm missing because I think there was 5 in that base round. Let me go to the pack.
In the base round. 1 second, I got it right here. Hunter Brown and Tuvar.
Ezekiel Tovar. I think that was it. I think that was all. I think it was 8
Yeah,
future
that's all of
stars.
them.
So,
I'm looking at it
cool.
right now. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't got to try any of those cards out yet. No, yes, yes, I did. Miguel I call him Michael, I'm sorry. Miguel, Vargas, high contact, I actually really loved using his card. I'm telling you,
Okay.
I no longer really like, if it's a really balanced card, I'll and, like, if the contact's high and the power is not that as high as more, I will try out these cards because they're very usable in today's game.
Yes.
I know I sound like a broken record because we announced this yesterday, but this Vargas was right up there. He has, like, 100, plus contact on both ways, and then I think it was, like, 70-ish power to 80. I can't remember, fully, but dude ranked for me. Absolutely ranked.
Yeah. No, I did a full video where I used all the future stars cards in one lineup. I even put the 99 Gunnar Henderson in there too from the World Series reward. Now these cards were good. Every single card did well for me. The card that might have done the best, honestly, was Tristan Cassis. That card was just smoking the ball, hitting
Oh, really?
line drives, home runs, just lasers all over the field. That card was sick. And right now in the game, I haven't really found a catcher that I like can rely on consistently. So
Mhm.
I'm just using Logan O'Hoppe as my catcher. If nobody else is going to work for me, I may as well just use an angel back there.
There you go.
And I have started to hit the ball a little bit better with him. So he'll probably be my catcher for a little bit here. So overall, I think these cards are very good. I think the Hunter Brown card he wasn't as good. He just doesn't really have like those meta type pitches to really go the distance in a lot of ranked seasons games. But all the hitters, man, Vargas is good, O'Hoppe's good, Casas was good. Of course Corbin Carroll, jeez, of course Corbin Carroll, Volpe, and Jordan Walker are good. Like it was a really good pack. I will
Yep.
say the one thing that I was a little bit disappointed with, and it's not you know, exclusively about that pack. It's just the future stars because when you look at all these other cards that MLB The Show is coming out with, the signature series cards have kind of gotten a little bit of a facelift. The prime cards have gotten a little bit of a facelift. Awards cards, so on and so forth. Even retro finest. It feels like the future stars cards are still the exact same card art that we got from last year and even the year
Mhm.
before. And I don't know. I was hoping for maybe a little bit more of a change to some of those, but that doesn't really affect anything. It's just something that would have been nice. It would have been a cool touch to maybe add a little bit more uh, life to the future stars cards, I guess.
I hear that. I'm looking at one right now. They could have done, like, the signature series approach with the sparkling because there's,
Yeah.
like, a little sparkle in the background. Future star cards, maybe made those animated. I'm always here for asking for
We know
animated
stuff
stuff.
he
So.
loves his animated card art.
Yeah, Hunter Brown. I was looking at before. The only thing he has going for him is outlier, I believe.
Yeah,
That's about it. And then he has a fastball, splitter, changeup, slider. I think combination after that.
yeah.
But either way, it's cool to see that these guys were in the Future Star card because they made their debut. How about it? You saw what Fanatics and Tops are doing for the little patch they're putting into the jerseys for if you're making your MLB debut, and then they take
Yeah.
those and going to make 1-on-1 cards. I thought that's pretty cool. Give it a
That's
little
awesome, yeah.
limited. That's one thing I kind of wish you could like if you get like 1-on-1, it'll be like a hologram card that you only have or something like that. If you get like within 10, it'll be red chrome or like you could go intervals until maybe like 50 out of 50. Like
Yeah.
if you get parallel 5 to like put it into another level because that's pretty cool with like card collecting. You see all different it's the same card but just a little different highlight which we do get in parallel but I kind of wish you could have more when you get like Parallel 5 and being, like, one of the first to do it. Give it another
Yeah, no,
initiative.
I agree. I think there needs to be a little bit more to the one of one element to a card. Also, just because of the sets and seasons model this year, to me, like I'm not even worried about doing any parallels because a lot of these cards that I'm using are set one cards and they're just not going to be eligible in 2 seasons from now. So it's like, why would I even spend my time getting a card to parallel 5 if that card just is going to get phased out quickly, which was one of my worries about content this year. I mean, obviously a core card, yeah, go crazy on
Yeah.
paralleling Derek Jeter and Sammy Sosa and those guys, but like 99 Otani, 99 Mike Trout, it's like I mean, one of those two guys is most likely going to be my wild card for the next, season or whatever, but it just doesn't really feel like there's a point to paralleling those cards at all. So, um if that's the case, I wish that, if they did actually give a one of one type of incentive, maybe that would
Mhm.
give people more of a reason to actually go for a parallel. But right now, I just don't feel like parallels are on really anybody's mind, or at least not as many people as they were before.
No, I'm just naturally going with it. I think the only P4 I have is the MJ card right
Yeah.
now, just because of me playing too much BR. I have 132 games of BR so far under my
Woo,
belt. Yeah,
he's grinding.
I'm grinding that. I mean,
Any more
I kind
12 and
of
O's?
just one so far. It's the thing is, I guess we'll get in the conversation now. It's so what it, hitting's great, fielding's great. It's just we see more glaring issues, and it's definitely been a topic of mine, especially me just venting to myself and just going out there. Pitching, pinpoint pitching just feels off.
Feels
We
rough.
already see we already see the glitches where sometimes people get perfect input and it just flies away, either to the backstop or something like that. So that's like a typical, but even so on that, I just feel like the even when you get a perfect like mix, it sometimes it's still wildly misses your spot. Like, I'll put my more than half par into the strike zone. Even when I get perfect, it'll go to the complete opposite side, and it just I don't know, something just feels off.
Yep.
Whether this is supposed to be intended or not, I kind of just want to know, because a lot of people are now making the switch to analog, currently. But to be honest with you, I think analog deals with the same type of par that pinpoint does. I think it's something else, whether it's confidence, stamina. I just wish with this type of change, because there definitely has been kind of a change, it would have been a little bit more transparent, but like, oh hey, we made this change. Be on the lookout now for this particular attribute, just like we did now with the control, and with the clutch attribute. Like, oh hey, look out for this. Now maybe look more so with confidence because tell you, even BR, I know it's 3 inning games, but you pitched like 6, 7 pitches, you're in the red already. Kind
Yeah.
of wish that was a little bit more transparent. Just give a heads up. I think we'll accept that a little bit more. Like, look, this is adjustment we got to make and go from there. But it just doesn't feel good right now.
Yeah, and like what you were saying, I don't think it's intentional. I don't think this is a change that, um, and I'm talking about the examples where you have your par region or whatever,
Mhm.
and then the ball starts to fly outside of that, even with a perfect
Yeah,
release.
that's definitely a bug.
Yeah, that is not intended for sure. If they wanted to make pinpoint a little bit more difficult, if they wanted to kind of nerf it a little bit, I agree. It would have been nice to kind of know like that's what we should expect. But I'm with you. Switching to analog to me isn't. I feel like that's not going to change anything. I feel like you're going to have the same type of results where the ball just isn't going to go exactly where you want to. And it kind of sucks because pinpoint is the competitive pitch setting. Like when you're talking
Mhm.
about this competitive play style and the emphasis that they put on that at the beginning of the year, it kind of sucks that the pitching model for that just doesn't really feel like it's working for that game mode. So I mean, time will tell. I mean, I'm sure we'll get a patch at some point to maybe fix some issues, specifically the issue of the ball flying behind a guy when you get a perfect release or just going
Yeah,
outside the perfect region and stuff like that. We'll definitely get something, but I'm curious how much of this stuff is an actual intentional change and how much of it is just pure bugginess in the code of pinpoint pitching. So
I agree.
we'll see.
Yep.
But I agree. That's definitely the thing about the game right now that doesn't feel the best. Because the more I play this game, the more I love the new throwing meter. Like I
Oh
know
my god, yes. I
people are
love
still kind of
making,
learning
like,
it.
these, like, diving plays and be able to, like, get the green and feel it feels like a home run. It really
Yeah,
does.
it
So
feels like you
that's
earned it.
yeah, it's a huge win, and when I see someone else do that, I get hyped for them because you
Yeah,
gotta be I mean, I'll hate it, like, for, like, a second or 2, but damn, you did good on
yeah,
that play, so it gives you a little bit more hope too, as well. You never know if the first baseman's gonna drop it or not, so it gives you a little bit more
true.
hope,
Yeah.
so see that, but yeah, I and a lot of people when I put up, like, the pitching stuff, they're like, "Oh, this is best the gameplay has been." I'm not saying the gameplay is bad. It's just the and you don't I never I think the hitting is the best we've seen it for a couple of years. You don't have to mess with hitting with pinpoint. You just I think it's either you tell us it's a accuracy, stamina thing that we got to look out for confidence. They maybe just poof up the accuracy a little bit. You're not touching hitting at all. If I am still if we had last year's pinpoint and I'm still able to dot it up, but however you're still get the hitting that we got right now and be able to be on the ball, you'll get rewarded for that. And I'm completely fine with that. I'll feel a
Oh
little
yeah.
bit more control. It just feels you can't pitch to win the game right now.
Yeah. You have to
Because
out hit your opponent rather than just out pitch him.
yes, and you were able to pitch to win a game past couple I mean, the past 2 years, I guess, when they introduced, pinpoint, so, we'll see
Yeah.
where it goes. We'll keep our eyes out, and go from there, but with the like you said, with the pitches going up above the head, I feel like it's more, it might be more related where pinpoint just needs a little bit of tuning just in general, and that
Yep.
may be the cause of it. So, that's our little well, my little rant. I mean, because I've been going off for the I'm just too stubborn, man. I'm too stubborn to switch. I love
Yeah,
pinpoint.
same.
I love using the feature of pinpoint, and I can't I tried to do analog in practice. I was like, "I can't do this. Can't do
Yeah,
this."
once you go
Um,
back, it's hard to go back.
yeah,
Or once you go to pinpoint, it's hard to go back, I should say.
it's crazy that we used to do analog, like, for all these years. Like,
Yeah, I know.
I it's just it's nuts because I remember I was meter, before I hit, like, the
Mhm.
content creation, and I saw all these streamers, YouTubers using analog, like, "What the hell is going on?" And then people were saying that was the most accurate way of doing it, so I had to make the switch, and
Yep.
now Pinpoint took over that. Anyway, before I rant even more, let's move on to what else oh, no, move on what we got that week, and that was Around the World Pack 2.
Yep.
We got 3 new 99 cards. We got Manny Machado, we got Edwin Diaz, and we got Kyle Tucker. I have not used any of them 3 yet. I don't have the stuff. I'm not buying the pack because I got I mean, the first Around the World pack, I went over 3, so I don't wanna risk my luck right now. But, I had played with the man I love Manny cards. Just
Oh, yeah.
love Manny cards. I think I mean, all 3 are good. I just wish Edwin had the sinker to combat the meta, but that might be later on the year because they probably don't want to give him the 99 with the sinker. They could do that later on the year. Just give him the base 3 pitches that you normally usually has.
Yeah.
Um, but either way, all three cards been fun to use. I mean, been
Yeah.
fun to see.
Um, it's weird. I actually bought Kyle Tucker and then I put him on my bench and I forgot to use him. So I
Oh,
bought the card to sit on my bench and then I sold him back. I probably made like 2 or 3,000 stubs on the flip, which okay,
okay.
cool. But like, uh, dude, that Manny Machado card is unbelievable. I've in the last 3 games, I've used him for 3 games.
Okay.
Um, so I'm pretty sure I have 12 at bats with him or something like that. Pretty sure he has 7 home runs. Like the card is unbelievable. Like you thought if you love Manny Machado cards, you have to if you see him in BR, I don't care if 99 Trout's there. I don't care if uh uh Sammy Sosa is there. Take Manny Machado. He is unbelievable and he's a great defender who can also play some shortstop if you need him to. So Manny is ridiculous. Probably next to Trout and Otani because that's not going to change. He's probably my favorite card in the game right now.
Uh-huh. That's yeah. I mean, I loved using his what was his captain card he had?
Yeah, he's got a cap
Yeah, he had the
92.
captain card. He was part of my 12-0 run. Came up huge. I just
Oh
love
yeah.
his swing. Always loved his swing throughout the years. Righty on I want righty on righty with him. And he does have reverse splits, which works. But I always want the righty or righty matchup when I use Manny because I just feel he's like Trey Turner where he could just turn on pitches on inside. And that's usually the meta people try to mash sinkers inside. He turns on one, gets nothing. It feels like or
Yeah.
that's how my mental state is, which is great. And on the fly news, we just got Sandy getting supercharged from last night when he had the what's it complete game shutout? Yeah, complete game shutout under 2 hours yesterday against the Twins to give the Twins the first loss of the season. How about it? Twins were undefeated until yesterday.
Yeah.
And I had to take the NL Cy Young to beat them. But yeah, 99 Sandy is here, so I will definitely be using that in ranked probably later this week.
Hell yeah. Dude, speaking of that though, just the pitch clock, I love it.
Oh,
The
yeah.
the way the games are moving right now, dude, it is awesome right now for that. Oh, another thing, just saw it in the game.
Yeah.
Supercharged Grayson Rodriguez.
Guess for
A
his debut, I like it.
Yeah,
Okay.
let me look at him. Hold on. Let me see what this card looks like real quick.
I
Supercharged
never
Grayson Rodriguez. 102 hits per nine, 99 velo, 96 break. What's his clutch at? Clutch
100.
is at 100. Slider cutter, circle change. I love that, dude. See, this is what I'm saying. Have some fun with the supercharges. The dude hasn't even thrown an MLB pitch yet, and his live series card is a 99. Like, this is so cool. I love when they do
Yeah.
this type of stuff.
I think they're more flexible now. Like we mentioned
Yeah.
this last week, more flexible with the set one seasons being a thing, 99s being a thing from day one. They're definitely more flexible to go crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it. It's definitely making more this is how you make live series cards more useful throughout the year.
Exactly.
Until
That
then the
with
baseball
them being
season.
core cards as well. That also adds
Yes.
to it too.
Yes, that as well. So yeah, I love it. I'm wondering if I like the little notification. I didn't know you get a notification when you see someone
Yeah.
supercharged like that. So that's
It's in
pretty
the
cool.
like it's where like when somebody pulls a diamond or something, it shows up in the same
Y-
spot.
Yep. I'm curious if there's I know Brian Anderson went off the Mets yesterday. He had 2 home runs, I think 6 RBIs. I'm not too sure if they'll do it, but he could be potential another supercharge we'll get today.
Yep. Surprised they didn't
So
get Gallo.
yeah, either that or Brian Reynolds. Brian Reynolds went off too.
Yeah,
Yeah, like 2 home runs, about 4 or 6 RBIs, but yeah, Gallo, lefty crime, had that 2 home I'm happy to just see him back.
me
Being the
too.
Gallo, we know he's capable of might still not hit for average, but just see him that get consistent at bats, be able to hit a ball like it's flick of the wrist,
Yeah.
and it just it goes, so many feet out of the park, but yeah, it's good to see him back. He might be a silver candidate, because we'll have the roster update. I assume next week. Was that the 14th? Yeah, the 14th. I'm going to. Oh no, they usually do late. They give it, like, a full month, right? For the first
Um,
roster update?
yeah, they take a little bit sometimes. I can't remember off the top of my head. Um, yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Gallo might be back to silver or maybe even, Solaire's been actually having a good start of the season too.
Yeah.
Um, be good to see those silver, studs be back, being BR God. I mean, they still can be, but not as much, as usually. I'm telling you, with the supercharges last week, there was these cards that were I mean, there was these lineups that had, like, 4 or 5 supercharged cards in one, on top of the diamonds that you had, which and everyone pretty much had these cards, so it was basically you're facing, like, a 99 lineup almost here. Like, this one I had right here, I had O'Neal Cruz supercharged, I had Robbie Grossman, Will Smith, Marte, being my 99, and then MJ, Hunter Renfro, and then I had, Cedric Mullins, the Cespedes 90 card, and then Daryl George, and I had Marcus Stroman, who was
Yep.
supercharged. It's
Yeah, you
it
had it
was
all.
crazy. Yeah, I did go far, so it didn't matter. I get so like, when I have a good team, I never do good. It's the unexpected teams that help me out.
Well, that's also the
Um,
thing. I mean, like, you gotta think about it. That's the team you drafted, and obviously that team is sick and everything, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, like, other people can also have that
yep,
same exact type of team as well. Like, it's just the way it goes.
yep. So, but yeah, that's the beauty of Supercharged. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Before we got off track, we were going over the Around the World Pack 2. I'm curious, that's probably it, right, for WBC? Maybe they'll get a Pack 3? Try and think who else could be a
Yeah.
Pack 3.
I'm sure they could find some players and stuff, but, like, I don't know. I don't really feel like they need to. I think they're at the point
Yeah,
where, like, they've covered all the bases, all the cards that people really, really want, or mostly really, really want, have gotten their due. They've gotten, the cards for all those guys. So I don't really think they need to milk it anymore. I think they can probably say that, this is, we've made it. We've gotten to a good point with all this stuff. We can focus on some other things, which I'm totally cool with, man. I want to see what type of content they're going to come up with this year. I want to see how they're going to differentiate this year from every other year of Diamond Dynasty. What are they going to do this year that's special? Because last year, yeah, sure, they added some new things and stuff, but, like, overall, it felt like MLB 21 version 2, where
yeah,
this year I'm really hoping it feels like a true MLB 23. This is its thing, or this is its own thing that can stand on its own two legs. Like, what are they going to do to make content stand out this year? So far with the World Baseball Classic stuff, very good. Curious to see what it's going to be next.
yeah, I'm with you. And they said there's gonna be new show shop packs come on Friday,
Hmm.
whatever that means, and the hunt begins for the golden egg, so we have no clue what that is. Um
Yeah, we did we discuss that on the last pod? I think we did,
Yeah,
right?
we did, and, I remember had the 3 ideas. It either could be goose, it
Yes.
could
Yeah. Yeah.
be, um, what is it? What's the second one? The second one, I think, I said golden ticket, like Madden, make your own card, or the third one, I think I like this one best. Turn any card if you get the ticket, turn any card to a core card.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Like, it's just like an exchange. You find it in a pack, and then go from there, and then you
That's such
exchange
a
it, and then they're I don't know.
that's honestly such a cool idea. Like, I don't know if they would do it as something where if it, like, shows up in a pack, like a chase pack or something like that, or if you have to earn
It
it or
has to be
something like
very
that.
rare.
Yeah, it has to be rare. It has to be rare enough to the point where, like, I don't know, maybe instead of, or maybe they do something to where it's like, because right now they have the three collection rewards, the Chipper Jones, Pedro, and
Mhm.
Babe Ruth. Maybe if you get uh all three of those collection rewards, you get the what is it, the 250 cards, whatever you need to collect to get all three of the packs. Maybe in that pack there's a fourth option of just uh an exchange voucher to turn any one card into a core card or something like that.
Yeah.
I think they could do something cool like that. I don't know. That, to me, that's a really fun idea because that changes the inventory. It changes how you think about what you're going for. Instead of just
Yeah.
going for the good cards, you're like, okay, I'm going to get a lot of good cards along the way, but I am going to make this 99 Mike Trout stay in my lineup all year. Like that to me is really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. And maybe um there's a limit of how many you could get,
Sure.
like
You got to make
say
it
like a
balanced.
full
Yeah.
line 9 or so, or maybe 4 batters, 4 pitchers that you get. Oh, you get 4 vouchers because then you get a wild card spot and then you play with any set that you could do. But yeah, that's here or there.
It's just an
Yeah,
idea.
it's just an idea. We always try to think
And
of something new here.
not to be a downer, but the golden egg stuff could just be related to something Easter. Like it's about to be Easter weekend. It could just be something like that where it's a special little like promo thing or something like that. I don't know. We're trying to we're trying to think outside the box with it, and Scuffy's killing it.
Yeah, that's all I'm trying to think about. Either way, we'll find out what that is on Friday. Not only that, Tops Now returns. Um, like I said, I don't know who's going to get it. Maybe Gallo does get it.
Maybe, yeah.
Tops Now car. Where do you think
Really
they're going to be
excited to see what
overall?
they do.
97.99.
Yeah, I think they'll be on par with a lot of the better World Baseball Classic cards. Not necessarily I don't think they'll be
Mhm.
99s. I think that they could, of course, but I think for Tops Now, I think sticking between like 95 to 97 is probably a good range.
Yep,
And then uh, during the actual monthly awards program, uh,
all 99s.
yeah, probably all 99s or at least 97 to 99s.
Or they could
Which means,
do
go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut you off. They could do the route of Escobar and Jared Walsh. Get
Uh,
95 to 97 cards and then collect those cards if you have all tops down, which gets you
Yeah, yeah,
99.
yeah. Yeah, forgot about those guys, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, I
Um,
cut you off.
whatever no, I'm just curious this year, though, I'm curious if it's gonna work the same way because last year or let's bring it back 2 years, Tops Now comes out, you just do the Tops Now moments, and then you get all
Mhm.
the cards and it's cool or whatever. MLB 22, all that stuff was tied into the month-long monthly awards program. I wonder if that's gonna work the same way this year. I wonder
Oh,
if it's going to be the big are we going to see the monthly awards program on Friday and have all the tops now tied into that, or are they going to go back to the way they did do it? Because for me, I talked about this on the podcast before. Monthly awards to me were my least favorite thing to grind last year. Um, just because of the structure and the way it works with all the parallel XP grinding and having to wait for the card till the end of the month and not getting that retro lightning like at least halfway through the month. Like
mhm.
we've talked about this. So I'm curious if they're going to take any uh and I've noticed that a lot of people in the community share a lot of that same sentiment. Maybe not exactly the way I feel, but there's a lot of similar feelings. So I'm curious if they're going to kind of do that the same way or if they're going to make some adjustments to it.
Yeah, I forgot about the retro lighting. Retro lighting in this format, as much as we wanted, it would work like they expected to work last year, but still, I think once people see that, they're going to get flashbacks of the way it was before, and because it's going to be a 99 card with the retro,
Yeah.
so it'll be usable. It's just you won't be. Yeah, I'm very curious. We'll find. I didn't even think of that. We'll find out what the structure is come Friday.
Yeah, well, maybe if they are doing it
Maybe.
the same way,
Well, if they don't do it the same way, it's going to be similar to what we saw maybe 2 years ago.
which
So
is the way I liked it personally.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I forgot that just playing all these moments will get you these cards. So I'm actually looking forward to it because usually tops down cards, I don't grind. I just don't
Yeah.
grind until like the monthly, like if I really want the monthly award, then I'll grind it. But this time around, with the cards being high overalls, which we are expecting, like 95 to 97s, that has me grinding right from when it drops.
Mhm.
Because I'm sorry, if it's any of those cards that were supercharged, there's a lot of those cards I liked using. So I'm hoping that's the case. Either way, be fun to see what comes on Friday. Um, what else? Did I miss something? I feel like I missed
We have a
the
new event
dynamic
coming out Friday.
duos. There's
Oh,
another one
yeah.
on Friday?
Yeah, because I think the event
They do 2 a week?
ends.
Oh, new
Wait, what?
event, you said. Oh, sorry. I
Yeah.
thought you said
What did I
dynamic duo. I was like, "What?" No,
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
about
yeah,
to
yeah,
go
yeah.
with dynamic duo, and then you said event, so it made
Gotcha.
me think of something different. No, yeah, new event. Oh, 2 new legends, I think they said?
New legends or just 2
No, no,
legends as
just
rewards?
2 Legends rewards, yeah, I
Gotcha.
won't put new there. Yeah, so
Yeah, probably, and wonder what it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be maybe like a not necessarily opening day, but like maybe like the opening week event or something like that. Um, but the what I'm really looking forward to is getting my rewind packs so I can pick up Mookie Betts so I can finally use
yes,
them because I just sell that
that's
card right away because I'll get it back on the rewind. So now I can actually finally use that Mookie Betts card, and get make my full profit on that sale. So
that's what I was about to say, I'm ready for the rerun, but I did not play the event at all, but with that said, I wanna buy the NL like, I'm trying to do collections, I'm not trying to put any more money into the game, so events, I'm gonna be on day 1. That's
yep.
gonna be try to get those stubs, and then we'll go from there. 2 Legend Awards. Curious Mookie and Pete Mookie was in '97, Pete was in '97, right?
Yeah, and then
And
Julio
then
was a 95.
'95, okay. So, we'll see what comes from there. Um, what I was gonna say before, we got 4 new cards that we didn't talk about with the Dynamic Duos, all 99s. In the first one, I believe it was Milestone Jeff Bagwell.
Yep.
Who was that? And I
Charisma Robnen.
Oh, Charisma Rob Then, I didn't yes, I forgot about that one, and then the second one was Brooks Robinson and Dontrelle Willis getting a
Yep.
99 card. So,
Fun fact
um,
about the Dontrelle Willis,
yeah.
first 99 overall left-handed pitcher in the game.
Ooh, that's
There
why a
was
lot of people
every
are gonna
other
be
lefty was a 95 to 97. You talk about Sandoval, you talk about even Billy Wagner is only a 96.
yep.
All those guys that he's the first true 99 overall lefty pitcher in the game, and he still has those hitting stats. However, I don't really know how that works this year. I don't really know the point of giving
Oh, yeah,
hitters the
that's true.
pitch or
He's
giving
not a
pitchers
two-way
the hitting
player.
stats anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
But regardless, he has it. If the situation ever arose where you needed a hit with Dontrell, you got it.
Maybe they'll do an event where it's old school, where the pitchers have to hit.
Or I think they should just do something where there's like in the lineup screen, you just have a toggle to turn off the DH and you just hit with your
Ooh,
pitcher.
okay.
I don't know how that would be implemented because I feel like the DH is so like integral to the game nowadays. But like,
Yeah.
I think that'd be a nice change. Like, if you want to hit with Dontrell, if you want to hit with Jacob Degrom, if you want to hit with these guys, just I don't know, say like, hey, do you want to use the DH? No, okay, cool. Hit with your pitcher. You're going to be at a disadvantage, but at least you get to use the card you want to use.
Yeah. So, that'd be cool. Alright, yeah. Um The Dontrell, I mean, even both I feel like the Dontrell, like you said, the Brooks Robertson for right now doesn't look half bad. Like,
Oh
usually
no,
Brooks Robinson cards, I usually shrug off because there's probably a card better, but looking at his attributes, I mean, 109 against righties, 125 against lefties, and then his clutch is a 99, which will eventually be 100 if you use it enough. His pop is, power against righties, 86, 82. I'm telling you, with the high contact and that type of pop, this card is very usable in this game currently as is. Not only that, he has secondaries to play at second and short, and he has 99 fielding.
yep,
99 fielding, 95 reaction, and the 95 arm, and then 90 yeah, this card, I would try out this card. I would.
for sure.
I don't think I ever use a Brooks Robinson card, but this year might be the first time I'll try it out. So and that uniform, I love it. The all orange uniform in the card art for the Gold Glove, um, for the Orioles is pretty sweet.
Yeah, 100%. That's the thing about the content this year. Like, if we would have gotten a Brooks Robinson in April last year, nobody would have touched that card.
No.
Unless you're building an Orioles theme team, or
Yes.
like an all
Or you
defense theme team or something. Like, that's the only reason you would touch that Brooks Robinson card. Now, there's an actual legitimate reason to use that Brooks Robinson. He's good and he fits the game. You're going to get good defensive value. You're going to get a solid bat that you could put anywhere from like the 5 to the 9 hitter in the order, and he's a solid card and he fits team builds. Like, there is so much more value to every card this year. And it kind of feels like in 21 when parallels were introduced and everybody
Mhm.
was saying this brings so much more life to every single card in the game because if you just use the card, they can get upgraded to a point where they are legitimately good enough to compete with the God Squad players in the game.
Yeah.
Now it's not the exact same idea, but it's kind of under the same umbrella where this brings life to all these cards because now these guys are just they're part of the game. Like you can use 99 Brooks Robinson and not be at a disadvantage. It's great.
Yeah. I that's why pumped to finally get this Team Infinity done because that Jeff McNeil has I mean, I've been waiting. That's the number one card I want. Ever since I played it with him in that showdown that we talked about last week, I've been wanting to play that card and um can't wait to use them. But yeah,
Mhm.
either way, a lot more cards are usable. To be honest with you, being 2 weeks in, even though we still gotta wait to see how season 2 or season 3 that we really
Well,
have to be with.
the beginning of season 3, yeah, we got to.
Yeah,
That's
beginning
that's
of
the big
season
part.
3. That's bit of times away, but so far so good with the new format. I've been liking it. Now let me ask you, what's on the road for you next since there's so much to do, like for this next week?
Team Affinity.
Team Infinity, okay.
I've actually made a good chunk. I'm at least 60% in every division.
Ooh.
With
So
the
that got
AL West.
you how many charisma cards so far?
I think around I would say 10 to 12. I don't know for sure, but
Okay.
um yeah, maybe 10 to 15, somewhere around there. Because you don't get the first charisma card until you're about like I think halfway through or something like that. Like
Until
60,000.
60.
Yeah, or
60,000, yep.
so about a third of the way through because it goes to 150. Um, so yeah, no, I've been getting a good amount of cards and getting there. That's the thing I want to do because I just collected Trey Turner on Monday. Um, got him from the collection, and I bought like all of the 90 overall World Baseball Classic cards. I bought all the a lot of the other World Baseball Classic cards. Just anybody
Mhm.
that was cheap on the market, picked them up with the addition of just the cards I've earned along the way and all that stuff. And I was able to get to 110. Um, and if I go to my inventory right now, actually, I'm trying to get like everybody goes for Chipper Jones first. I might go for Babe Ruth first on that collection.
Okay.
And if I were to just collect everybody right now, I'd only be 11 cards away from Babe Ruth. So
That's not
that
bad.
is that's where I'm going.
Yeah, Team Infinity would be the way to do it,
Yep. A lot of cards
especially
there.
it won't cost you anything.
Mhm. And
But
it's
yeah,
all set one.
yeah. I mean, I'm nowhere near. I'm at 32 because I haven't really done any like Team Infinity stuff. I wish I didn't sell like when I sold my BR program program and then the Flawless Award, I wish I didn't use it for so many redrafts. Um, I wish I started buying these cards because now I really want that chipper. That chipper has been so much fun to play with. I know you
Yeah.
need your babe. I need that chipper, man. Um, I'm hitting over 700 with that chipper. How many games do I have with them? I feel like I have like s- almost 60 games. I think I'm hitting over 700 with. Let's see if I
Chipper, I mean,
can.
dude, Chipper's always good
Yeah, he's always good. But this is probably the best version that we ever got.
for sure.
43, yeah, 43 games. I'm hitting 695. So I'll take that.
Crushing it.
Yeah, I love it. But yeah, it's been fun to figure out what you're going to do each week. Like now, for me, it's going to be Team Infinity and then ranked. I'm going to get more ranked because I am going to build up some theme teams depending on division.
Mhm.
So since I want to go NL East, I'm going to pretty much have a captain for the Mets and then build a Met team around it and then
There you
go
go.
from there. So I get some PXP. And then once I get that first charisma card, I'll probably move on to the next division because I'm still low. I mean, I'm not really shooting to be like top 50, just enough
Mhm.
to just play ranked and maybe get to a World Series so I can sell the award, even though they're going for like 50K right
That's
now.
all you need.
That's all I need. Yeah. So that's my plan. Um, and then I'm sure come next week, we'll be talking about the egg hunt, whatever else they drop next week. We should probably get a new schedule come on Friday because that it
Yep.
goes up to the 7th. So we'll get a new schedule. We'll talk about that. Also, if you missed it, there was a new conquest map to give you a little bit more XP, the Jazz conquest map that dropped yesterday. which was Tuesday. If you're listening to this, just give you a little day. But yeah, we'll have a lot more to talk about next week. I hope you guys are having fun grinding just like we are. We'll see what comes out of the next the egg. I just want to know. I hope they
Yeah, me
put like a
too.
teaser out. That's all I want to know. I just want to know what it is because I feel like we're hyping it up too much that we might be disappointed. But that's just the name of the game when you try to
Definitely
put your
possible.
tinfoil hat on and you just don't know. So I'm excited to see what happens with that, and we'll talk about that all next week. Once again, apologies for last week's episode. I had a little issue with our carrier provider. It was on me, so you'll have 2 episodes to listen to this week. So if you're listening to this now, there is another episode that is out, which gives us our first week thoughts and much more. And yeah, hope you guys listen over there. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. We're at twitter.com/inside the show PC. Once again, inside the show PC. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/inside the show. You can follow my boy Kooks at Kooks46 on Twitter. You find all the socials there. I'm at Scuffy Media TV. You guys have fun grinding. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out.